Hey everybody, welcome back. I've got a product review for you guys. It's an inverter generator from MaxPeedingRods. It is a sponsored video. However, there's some good advantages to having this specific generator, and that's what I'll be talking about in the video. I'm also going to test it out on some tools that I frequently use in the shop here just to see how this generator will keep up with that. So what I'm going to do now is just basically start off the video with an unboxing. You're going to see exactly what you get in the box if you buy this generator, and then I'm going to show you the different options that come with this machine. And here's the model number of this machine. It's the MXR3500S portable inverter generator. Here are some specifications on the machine right here on the box. Now this machine here runs on regular gas or propane gas. And this is why I wanted to do this review today, and I'll talk about that later in the video as to the advantages of using propane. However, if you use gas in this machine, the peak watts will be 3,500. If you use LPG, liquid propane gas, 3,100 watts. And then the rated watts will be down a bit for the LPG and a little higher for the gas. I'm not quite sure why that is, but there must be something to do with how each gas makes the engine run. And another cool feature of this generator that I don't see on many is a CO2 detector. So as it says here, the CO detect sensor automatically shuts down the generator when hazardous levels of carbon monoxide are detected. So that's an extremely good feature to have, because I've heard of people dying because they ran their generator in their garage or in their house, which is something you don't want to do. Okay, so I'm going to get right into the unboxing. So what I'll do here is just basically cut the box open. Here's the adapter for the propane. So by the way, guys, this is how I will be running this machine today, is with the propane. Now I'm just going to pull it out of the box here. So it's not too heavy at all. So here's everything that comes with the generator in the box. You've got the manual, you have some wires here. I think what these wires are for is if you want to run this machine in parallel with another machine to create more power. And here are the plugs for that. And you get a spout here, which I think is to add oil in the engine. Here's a spark plug tool and the screwdriver. You get two plugs, one's like this. The other one's like just a regular, oh no, this one's different as well. Now this plug here will fit in here, I believe. Yes, it fits in here. And then you have this plug here, which will fit in here as well. So in Canada here, we use 120 in our outlets, and the plugs are like this. But this plug here, one of the prongs is slanted differently. And I think that is for more amperage. And you also get this nice cover to cover up your machine when you're not using it. And again, here's the adapter for the propane tank. Now this was on the machine here. It's a reminder to make sure you have the proper oil in the machine before starting it. So that's the very first thing I will be doing right now. And to add the oil on this machine, turn it over, loosen up this little knob here. Now, if you don't have enough oil in your machine, it will not start, because a lot of these machines have an oil shut-off sensor. So then you'll just have to get these little prongs out. This is where you check your oil and add oil. So it did come with a bit of oil, but it's extremely low. You want the oil to be in the serrated area, more than likely near the top here. And the little spout that came with it will be extremely handy here, because it can make a mess sometimes adding oil in inverter generators. And it actually screws right in there. Okay, let's check that oil level. And I'm full. So I don't think it took any more than half a liter, but again, as you're adding oil, just make sure to check the level as you go. Now I'm just going to put the cover back on. Now when you first get your machine, after 20 hours, change the oil, and thereafter the manual states that you should change it after every 50 hours of use. Now this machine here has electric start. While I've got the cover off here, I want to show you what you need to do so that your electric starter will work when you first buy this machine. And what you need to do is go in here, locate these wires, and here's the wire from the battery right here. So it's got a cover. Then what you need to do is take the cover off the other wires that go to the starter. And you need to plug these two together here, just like this, so that your electric starter works. If you don't plug them together, the electric starter will not work. Now, if you want to access and change the spark plug, this is where you do it. You just pop this cover off and the plug is inside here. And then you can just put the spark plug cover here back like this. And here's the console of the machine here. This handle here pulls out just by pushing here. And then you use the handle to transport it around. That's a nice feature, I like that. And here's a close-up view of the console. It also has eco mode. If you have it in the low side, the engine will run slower and power up when you're using appliances or tools. You can turn it off and the machine will always rev higher no matter what the load is. And here's the start-stop switch for the machine. This machine does come with electric start, which is a super good feature to have as well. And here you've got two USB plugs, so you can charge your phone or your devices. And again, here you have this plug here, AC 120 30 amp. And then you've got your regular household plugs. And I see that this is a GFI as well. And right here is the light for the CO alert, carbon monoxide. Awesome feature to have, guys. Now, if I turn the machine over, you've got your pull cord here. You have your fuel valve selector here. So basically, if you want to run propane, you turn it all the way to the left. In the middle, you turn it off. And on this side is for running regular. And when I say regular gas, I mean gasoline. But I would recommend that you use the premium fuel in your machine just so it doesn't go bad as quick as regular gas at the pump. And this here is the plug for the propane. So what I'll do here is just start it up on my bench here with the propane tank, and then I will move the machine and use it to test out some tools. My shop is well ventilated. I will open the doors before running it. So make sure you don't run this indoors. So first of all, grab the adapter that came with the generator, screw it onto your barbecue tank if that's all you have. You can also get a bigger tank if you want, and then just connect it over here. Now, when you tighten up this connector here, don't go crazy, just kind of make it where it's snug. Now I'm going to crack open this tank here. And since I'm using propane, I will turn the knob all the way to the left. Now you do have the option to pull it, but today I will be using the electric starter. So I will just start it up, let it run for a few seconds, and then turn it off. I really like the switch system. All you have to do is push it to start it and push it to stop it. So earlier I held it down, but you probably don't have to. There you go. All right, so I brought the machine outside just to vent out the exhaust fumes better. I'm running a cord from the generator inside the shop, and I've got it going all the way to my drill press. So I'm going to drill a few holes in a few pieces of metal here using the generator. Okay, let's turn out the propane. All right, so there were no issues whatsoever using the drill press. Now I'll be testing the biggest angle grinder that I have in my shop. So again, no issues running this tool. It's working great so far. Now what I'm going to plug in the inverter here is a tool that's going to require a lot more power, and this is my little Makita portable compressor. So if you're a contractor watching this video, this might be a good one for you, because I know contractors do have a lot of compressors that they bring with them to different jobs. I'm going to empty it out completely. And this shop tool here will use a lot more power than any other tool I've tried today. This is my Square Wave TIG 200 from Lincoln Electric. Now this welder has the option of the bigger plug here, the 220 or 240 I believe, or the 120. So what I'm going to do is plug this plug here in my welder. I'm going to unplug the bigger plug here. So I've got the cord from the machine directly plugged into the inverter. I'm not using any extension cords for this. So what I'll be TIGging today is some metal that's about 12 to 15 gauge in thickness, and I'll be running the machine at around 80 to 85 amps. And I'm doing DC TIG. Wow guys, I'm impressed with this little generator running my TIG. That's awesome. So I just quickly dabbed a few welds here. This is just scrap metal. I'm not keeping this, so I didn't really do my best here. But again, you can see that it was hot enough to create a good puddle to weld the nut onto the plate. And I even had the amps up to 95 and the machine was working great. So I'm just going to give you a quick overview of it again here before I end off the video. So on this side here, you've got your pull cord, you have the fuel valve right here. And again, if you're running propane, turn it all the way to the left. If you're using gasoline, turn it all the way to the right. And again, here's a quick overview of the console. If you're running straight gas, put it in here. If you're running the propane, don't put anything in the fuel tank. And again, this is the cover to remove if you want to replace the spark plug. And you take this cover off to change the oil and to add oil in the machine. And again, very important is to connect the wires from the battery to the starter when you first get the machine, like I showed earlier. Now, if you do buy this generator, I highly recommend that you run it on propane, and here's why. With today's fuels, with the formula that they make today's fuels with and the ethanol that's in there, your carburetor can quickly end up looking like this. Or like this one where it's all full of algae, it looks kind of green in there. The machine that this carburetor came out of was not left outside. Whereas if you use propane, it's super clean. There's no liquid fuel in the carburetor. There's actually no propane left in this machine right now because I turned off the valve. Propane is much cleaner. The fumes coming out of the machine are much cleaner as well. And it's not as bad for the environment, but the most important thing here that I want my customers to know and my viewers is that you will avoid carburetor problems by using propane. So I'm actually impressed with the generator, guys, and I really like the electric start push button. It's really awesome. You just push it, forget about it, it starts up on its own. That's a really good feature. It's going to allow a lot more people, especially those that aren't able to pull a cord, to purchase a machine like this because it's going to be so much easier for them to use. Again, check out the link in the video description so that you can read all about this machine here on their website. And if you have any questions, post them in the comment section. I'll do my best to answer them, and hopefully the company as well can reach out and answer some questions that you guys may have. Thanks again for watching, and make sure you're subscribed to my channel, and I will see you in my next video. Have a great day.